We've been waiting for this moment, and Caitlin Clark's recent leak of video showing her training in Europe is the definitive example of how a legitimate league handles its top players.
No matter how the cachet of the WNBA elevates, remember, it could have been even better. You messed it up. You messed it up.
There is no one eye prodding her or one hip checking her into the stands, and you can actually see the glow on Clark's face. She is looking free, happy, and entirely unbothered. The days of putting up with cheap shots, dirty hits, and all that foolishness are over.
So now give me the reasons why. She's gone.
The finest part comes next. The difference is obvious, and it's no surprise that Clark is soaring in a league that truly understands how to respect greatness. There is no racial tension, no plotting against the league's best players in Europe, and the players mind their own business.
I have honestly never seen a company fumble the bag so hard like the WNBA fumbled Caitlin Clark.
She's playing as though she's finally free of the nonsense, cheap shots, and unquestionably the constant hate she had to endure in the WNBA. She's acting like a completely different Caitlin Clark, and she's having a great time. She's grinning, making threes like layups, and throwing no-look passes like it's just another day at the park.
I think it's a good number. Threes were a little bit, I wouldn't say lower. I'll still take 63, but I want to be more so around 70 if I can.
Yeah.
81 mid-range is really, really good.
In Europe, they truly value talent, love her, and celebrate her. She's not avoiding elbows or unsavory glances. Instead, she's being treated like the superstar she is. It's as if she's finally landed in basketball and not having to worry about getting smacked in the face or having someone try to take her out.
And it sucks that so much of it was riddled with so much drama and so much negativity and so many mishaps.
And you are aware of who is going crazy. They're crying now and complaining about how they lost their star, but let's face it, it was their fault because they made it unbearable for her. How many times did we witness Clark take a cheap shot, while the referee stood there as if nothing happened? What did the WNBA do? The league that thought they could just sit back and watch while Caitlin Clark was poked in the eye, body checked, and disrespected day after day.
Like we talked about in our locker room after the game ended, where obviously people were pretty disappointed in the outcome.
However, in Europe, there is no such mess. No Kennedy Carter blindsiding her, no DeJohn Carrington vying for her eye, and no one is out there trying to ruin her because she is different from them. She is not dealing with players who despise her because she is a straight white girl dominating their league. They only care about basketball because it is pure, clean, and a real league that respects talent and of course treats Clark like the queen she music is. Meanwhile, back at the WNBA headquarters, you can practically hear the sobs. I'm not sure, perhaps because you treated her like a punching bag rather than the league's face, or perhaps because you allowed other players' jealousy and hatred to ruin what could have been the best rookie season ever. The WNBA made this mess, and now they're frantically trying to figure out how to fix it.
Caitlin Clark has now broke that glass ceiling, and they should be bowing at her. She's going to create jobs and money. And
To hell with the WNBA. They're nothing. They're nobody. No one's watching.
They lost.
Clark was their golden ticket, and they blew it. Now, she's playing in a league that respects its stars, and nobody is elbowing her or trying to take her down because of some racial agenda. It's just basketball the way it should be, and the best part is that she's smiling and laughing, looking incredibly happy for the first time in a long time. This is because she doesn't have to watch back anymore, and she doesn't have to worry about some jealous player coming for her in Europe. They actually celebrate her talent, and they don't hate her because she's amazing. The WNBA spent the entire year writing her coalesce, and now they will have to face the hard truth of their incapacity. In 2024, Caitlin Clark alone increased the WNBA's viewership by an incredible 142%. Without her, the league was just a glorified scrimmage league that no one was interested in.
The most expensive seats to see Caitlin Clark were selling for over $4,000. When she played Angel Reese in the regular season, average ticket was selling for $300.
Now that she's leaving for Europe, the shaky little growth they were holding onto is on life support and is on the verge of flatlining. What did they anticipate happening when their most exciting and watched player chose to bounce? The NBA's alleged new fan base is going to disappear more quickly than the league's honor.
They're not offering tickets in those sections because they can't sell the damn seats.
What's left for the WNBA now that she's gone? A group of players who can't even come close to attracting half the attention that Clark did for the league's social media presence. Yeah, good luck with that. Whether it was her no-look passes, her draining half-court threes, Clark's viral moments were the only reason people bothered checking Instagram, TikTok, or any other platform with the WNBA's name on it. Without Clark, the WNBA would be completely unwatchable, like a car without an engine.
When they got eliminated from the playoffs, the attendance dropped.
And may we briefly discuss her pay. What a joke the WNBA believed they could get away with paying their biggest player peanuts while Clark was virtually carrying the league on her back, earning $70,000 in her inaugural season.
And even our biggest star in the league, Caitlin Clark, is only making a base salary of around $76,000 or $78,000 for this first season. She signed.
You think the other players aren't aware that the WNBA is about to experience a full-on exodus of talent and Clark is leading the charge? However, now that Europe is giving her 10 times that amount, Clark won't have to put up with the WNBA's garbage any longer, and she's going to start earning real money. No sane person would continue to play in a league that can't even compensate its best player for her value.
Feel like there could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer. I mean, Ice Cube was about to give her $5 million to play in less than 10 games.
The WNBA's sponsorships and endorsements are going to take a serious hit without Clark. Brands like Nike and Adidas were paying for the other players because of Clark, who was the golden ticket and the face of everything they wanted to market. Now that she's gone, those brands are probably planning their exit strategy because they don't see the point in staying in a league that is collapsing and has no star power. The WNBA essentially sabotaged itself in losing Clark.
They announced yesterday they plan to commit $50 million over the next 2 seasons so players can fly uncharted planes. The league faced backlash on social media when Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark and the team were seen walking through a Dallas airport headed to a commercial flight.
Meanwhile, the leaked foot of Clark training is being devoured by Europe, sparking a frenzy in Spain, Turkey, France, you name it. With Clark at the forefront, European basketball is poised to become a global powerhouse. Their teamwork and precision skills are a perfect fit for Clark, who is set to elevate her game beyond what the WNBA could ever hope to offer. She will no longer have to deal with cheap shots, dirty hits, or drama.
Professional level and voiced frustration with the league's officiating, recently telling reporters, quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me, and opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark said.
Europe treats its players like celebrities, offering them first-rate lodgings and chartered planes. With the European League emerging as the premier destination for women's basketball, and the WNBA sitting there obliviously watching it all fade away, it's obvious why more and more players are looking to Europe like it's a golden ticket. Compare that to the WNBA's commercial flight nonsense and the salary Europe throws around $500,000 per season, not including all the other perks that come with it.
With the WNBA season ending for many teams, there are already so many players heading overseas to play during the off-season. But with all of the drama currently surrounding the WNBA, on top of the low-paying salaries, some of these players are questioning if they'll even return.
In addition to transforming her personal career, Clark is also transforming women's basketball as a whole. The WNBA once believed they were untouchable, but now Europe is the future. And given how they handled Clark, the WNBA should be forgotten.
Why aren't these fans? If the WNBA is more, it is, and I get it. Why aren't people watching?
Therefore, the WNBA is left holding the bag, wondering how they allowed their future MVP to walk out the door and go dominate Europe. They can cry all they want and complain about losing their biggest star, but the truth is that they drove her away and made it impossible for her to stay. Now, they are paying the price.
Are comparing this to Kobe, some comparing it to MJ. I understand she hadn't played in the league yet, but at least the popularity and the interest.
The WNBA is mired in the mess they made, and to be honest, they deserve every bit of it. You can't treat a player like Caitlin Clark that way and expect her to stay in the league. After recognizing the NBA's greatest error, Europe stepped in to give Clark what she truly deserved, a league that values her devoted followers and, most crucially, a game devoid of controversy.